What's up, Internet? If you are a veteran with at least a 20% disability rating, you're fucking up by not applying for VR&E, which what used to be VOC REHAB, it's now called VR&E, which is, I think, vocational readiness and employment. It's just vastly a better deal than what the post 9/11 is. I started using VR&E my senior year of college, not really knowing all that much about it. I essentially knew that you got 12 months added to your post 9/11 time. So with the post 9/11 you have 36 months. If you're approved for VR&E, what essentially happens is you just get an additional 12 months of benefits. But it's just a lot better deal than the post 9/11. And any veteran who has a disability rating above 20% is open to apply. It's not a guarantee that you're going to be accepted into the program, but if you don't shoot, you can't score. So you might as well go for it. So first, with the VR&E program, they'll pay for your books and any supplies that you need each semester. Unlike post 9/11, any books, your tuition is obviously paid for, but any books, which can come out to $200 or $300 sometimes depending on the semester, those are not paid by the VA. But in VR&E, books are paid by the VA, and you also get a $75 stipend each semester just to pay for any supplies that you need, notebooks, pencils, whatever it may be. Another cool thing that I found out about is subsistence allowance. So after you are finished with the VR&E program, you can be awarded what is called a subsistence allowance, which pays you 2 more additional months of BAH even after your education program is terminated. We all know with the post 9/11 GI Bill, after you're finished, after you graduate, that month you ain't getting any more benefits. You won't get any more money. If you ain't taking classes, you ain't getting money. The VR&E program, you'll get 2 months of BAH tacked on at the end after you finish your program, which is nice to have, especially if you're looking for a job and you haven't found work yet. Additional $1,000 is nice to have while you're job searching. The last thing, and what I think is the coolest thing, is the retroactive reimbursement. If you do not use all of the months that you're awarded through the VR&E program, so 12 months, if you don't use all of those months, you can have those awarded back to your post 9/11. So for example, I didn't start using the VR&E program until I was a senior, and my plan was to use that to help me get a master's. But I ended up finding a job that I didn't completely hate, and I hated going to school more than I hated the job, so I was like, let's forget about this master's thing for right now. So I decided to terminate the VR&E program, and I applied for a retroactive reimbursement. I think at that time I maybe still had 6 months left on the 12 months from my VR&E. So that 6 months I had left over on the VR&E program was essentially transferred to my post 9/11 GI Bill, and now I just have an additional 6 months on my post 9/11 GI Bill that I wouldn't have otherwise had, which is pretty neat, especially considering now I can use that whenever I want to because of the forever GI Bill. That one reason in itself is why every veteran, if you have a rating of 20% or more, should just apply for VR&E. If you don't get it, you don't get it, but if you do get it, you're open up to a lot more money, a lot more benefits, and even just the chance of continued education. It's a win-win. There are a lot of resources out there if you are interested in applying. There's one specific channel that I used on YouTube. Her name's Nick the Vet. She has what seems like a video on pretty much anything you would ever need to know. I'll link her channel below. She gives a lot of really good information on when you're applying and how to get approved. Really, I think it comes down to, obviously you have to have a rating of 20% or more, but as long as you can connect your whatever your disability rating is for, as long as you can connect that to why you can't keep the current job, and then have a goal for your future employment. If you can do those two things, I think you stand a pretty good chance at getting approved for VR&E and opening yourself up, for a lot more benefits, a lot more opportunity, and education that you don't have to pay for. I got my grade 10. Two more things I did forget to mention. Through the VR&E program, you can also get a free printer as well as a free computer complete with Microsoft Office that you can use during your studies. And the last thing is you are given an education counselor. Now, some people don't like that as much. I think some people can maybe get a bad counselor, but from my experience, I think that is a very beneficial thing, especially if you are a veteran that is just coming out of the service and you're still learning how to navigate, the civilian world. Having a counselor that helps you through the education process as well as finding employment after you finish with your education is a very beneficial thing to have that you should definitely take advantage of, that the post 9/11 just doesn't offer. If you found this video helpful, give me a like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments.